Yet another year and yet another letdown in the UEFA Champions League. And once again, another year and we shoot ourselves in the foot and we have to work to get back. And again, once again, we fall short right at the final hurdle. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar Talks Football. And here's the thing, guys, right? I know people are expecting me to come out here and shout and scream and go off and, yell and all of this. But, chat, I'm going to be very honest. When it comes to the Champions League, I am at the 6th stage of acceptance. I can't be hurt or angry or shout. I'm hurt. I'm fuming on the inside. I really am. I'm raging. But I'm not going to go off. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to swear. I'm not going to do any of that. Because here's the thing, right? When it comes to us in the Champions League, I have seen this now for over 10 years. Literally. We played Atletico Madrid under Simeone 3 times in the Champions League and they've knocked us out all 3 times. And if you look at the 3 times we've lost to them, it's pretty much the same way every single time. Every single time. We don't take our chances in the first leg and we have a lot of work to do in the second leg. Again. And this, it hurts. It really hurts. It hurts because we completely had all that work to do after being 2-0 down. We had all that work to do. We had to come here and actually come out all out attack because we were 2-0 down. And we tried. We worked hard. And we were so close. And I know there's going to be people who are going to point the fingers at the referee. Which, to be honest, I wasn't a fan of the referee today. He had a lot of terrible decisions in this game. Lots. People are going to call out some of the players who didn't perform. But this goes back to a lot of the things I've been talking about when it comes to this club, which is that this is not a player profile problem. It's not. It's not a player problem. It's not a manager problem. This is a club problem. There is something wrong with this club up here when it comes to this competition. Look at the past 5 seasons in the Champions League. Look at how we lost last year. Look at how we lost in 2024. Look at the years we've been knocked out in the group stages. Look at all the way to Messi's last season. Look at the years when we lost to Liverpool, to Roma. Like, come on. This is almost a decade, chat. A decade. This is nothing to do with just referees or managers or players. It's a mentality problem that this club has. And it needs to change. It needs to change. If not, we're always going to be here every single year where we're going to get knocked out of this competition. And we're always going to look back and say, good Lord, this is where we screwed up. This is where we messed up. And in this tie, where did we mess up? We messed up in the first leg. We messed up in the first leg. We had a golden opportunity. Try to get the win. We needed to win that first leg. I said this. I said the first leg is a must win. We have to win that first leg. But we didn't. We lost. And we lost heavy. We lost 2-0 at home. Which meant that we had to go to the Wanda and basically go out all attacking. And we did. We did. And you know what, right? I wasn't a big fan of this lineup when it first came out. I wasn't. When I saw that we weren't playing any deep line play, I thought De Jong would have started today. I thought we were going to play a deep line playmaker, but he played Gavi, started Gavi. I saw Ferran on the left, which I'll be the first to admit. In my preview, I said, you know what? I would put Ferran on the left. But here's why I think it was a bad idea. I'm going to talk about it during the talking about the game. And then we had Ferran Torres, which, to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of. Right? I thought Lewandowski was going to start today considering Ferran started in the weekend. But I'm not going to lie, I wasn't surprised because he had a great weekend. So we knew that the manager was going to play him because he had finally broken his duck. And you know what? This lineup, I wasn't a fan of it. A lot of players stepped up that I was surprised with. Guys like Gavi, they stepped up. Ferran today stepped up with a goal and assist. I'll give him that. Almost stepped up with an assist. Okay? The back line today, they just did what they always do. But like I mentioned, there were some things during the game that made me think maybe the lineup wasn't as good as it should have been, right? Considering how we approached the game. And the one thing I will say is, and that's because when you look at the game, for most of this game today, when we had the ball, we were putting the ball on the wings, finding Yamal, finding Ferran, or even finding Cancelo, right? But basically, most of the plan today was trying to cross it into the box. The problem with that is, number one, Ferran Torres is not good at being where he needs to be. I know, he got a goal and assist. But that is one problem that he has. Positionally, this guy stinks. And today, how many times was Yamal crossing in the box and we were just looking around and saying, yo, where is our striker? Right? And that's the problem. That's why I think Lewandowski would have worked today. But my thing is, at the end of the day, Ferran Torres performed and scored. So it's kind of like this double-edged sword where I'm like, okay, well, it's not like Ferran Torres didn't do his job when he was on the pitch. Okay, so I'm not going to hold that. The one thing I will call out, though, if you're going to play long ball into the box, why play Ferran on the left? You could have started Rashford. No, I'm not a big fan of Rashford. But Rashford can cross the ball. We were crossing the ball constantly in the box. If that was the plan, then use Rashford's pace and crossing into the box. And also, another thing. Honestly, for me, chat, and this is just me, I would have played Yamal in the middle. Why? Because Yamal, most of this game today, was trying to dribble past their defense. He wasn't really crossing enough today, right? Most of the time, he was trying to basically put it into the box so that he can get a higher chance of finding a player. That's what he kept on doing. And he kept on trying. And most of the time, him and Rogerio today had a great game against him today. He did. How many times today was he dispossessing Yamal today? I know Yamal was being 2-man, 3-man for most of this game, but that's because most of the time he's trying to dribble past the players, so they're going to always do that to him. I would have played him in the middle today and maybe put Ronnie. Because, look, you saw Ronnie today when he came on. When Ronnie came on today, he was actually putting the ball in the box. Okay, cool. But when you look at this game, we started so well. Bro, I said in my match preview, please, just get a goal in the first 10 minutes. If we get a goal in the first 10 minutes, I'll believe. And my word, when Yamal scored, chat, guys, I bursted into life. I bursted into life. Because this team I actually looked at it and said, yo, these guys actually know what time it is. They actually know what time it is. Yamal was hyping up this game. Yamal was hyping it up. He was talking about LeBron and all this. And when he scored, I said, yes, that is what I want to see. Talk the talk, walk the walk. And he scored. And my word, when we got that second goal, guys, I was so over the moon. I genuinely thought, wow, these guys are going to do it. For the first time in years, we are actually going to perform in the Champions League. When Ferran Torres scored, I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe it. Because don't get it twisted. Did I believe we could come back? Absolutely. I did believe we could come back. I did. But I was watching this game thinking, well, here's the thing, man. Like at the end of the day, our attack will do their job, but can the defense do their job? And today when we got the second goal, we had a golden opportunity to make it 3, Fermin Lopez. And he just heads it right in front of the keeper. And I'm thinking, okay, that hurt. It would have been so great if we scored the third like that. But okay, it's 2-0. We brought it back. Fantastic. Now, please, defense, just have one good game. That's all I ask. Have one game where you guys show up. I guess I was asking for too much. Because look at the goal we conceded. Look at the goal that Lookman scored. It's literally like the goal it's literally like the Copa del Rey. pass the ball on the left, on the right, cross the ball into the box, and hopefully we find Lookman or whoever is in the box for Atletico Madrid. Because we know that we have slow defenders and they're not going to catch up to the attackers, to the pacey midfielders, left midfield, right midfielders. We know that. And that's what happened. Pace, beats him for pace, cross comes in. Koundé wasn't going to catch Lookman. Just like that, it's 2-1. And then it's 2-1. You're thinking, okay, we only need one goal. One goal, we are back. That's all we need. There's still a shot. There's still a shot. Let's believe. I believe. Second half comes. Flick makes the right changes. I'll give him that. He brought on Lewandowski and he brought on Rashford. Smart. You're thinking, okay, tactically, the way we were playing in this first half, crossing into the box and no one was there. Okay, cool. I see what he's doing. Now he's bringing Lewandowski into the box so that he can basically attack the ball when the ball comes in. Rashford is going to play on the Ferran side and cross it all the time to find Lewandowski. And we had a game plan, but we didn't cross. But this is the frustrating thing. Rashford and Lewandowski come on, and we stop crossing the ball into the box. We just stopped crossing it into the box. And just like that, Lewandowski once again was starving. He was starving. And look, I'm going to be very honest. We had a goal today. And this is where I will call this out. I don't understand the rules in football anymore. I genuinely don't think I do anymore. Because I thought that if a player is offside and a teammate passes them the ball, if it comes off the defender and then reaches the man who's offside, technically, because the last touch came from the opposing player, the goal has to count, because that then keeps him onside, because that is technically the opposing player's touch that put it on the player's foot. I'm a little confused because Ferran Torres today got the ball from a Ferran deflection, right, where he tried to shoot. He took a deflection. I don't know if it was Ferran or Gavi. I need to go back and check. But whoever it was a deflection that dropped straight to Ferran. Ferran volleys it, and he scores. And then is given offside because apparently that the guy who took the shot, whether it was Gavi or Ferran, they were trying to shoot rather than pass. I don't understand who makes the rules anymore. Like, do they just make these rules as they go on? Because genuinely, that's what I am beginning to think. I'm genuinely beginning to think that that's how these guys do things now. Honestly, every time, bro. Every time in this competition. And just like that, we are here. We are here. And just to make it worse, just when you're thinking, okay, we still have a shot. 11 versus 11. We're going forward. We have the personnel. Let's just not make any stupid rash decisions. Eric Garcia gets sent off again, just like he did in the Copa del Rey. And it was another goal scoring opportunity. And why? And many people are going to say, oh, Omar, it was harsh. Well, you're not going to get a red card if you put yourself in the right positions now, are you? Because just like Kobashi, he lost his man and he basically had to track back and try to get the ball back. And just like that, the hope died. The hope died. Because after that, credit to the team, they went forward. Flick brought on Araujo in the 88th minute, which I didn't understand. Like, if you're going to bring him on to be the extra striker and lump the ball towards the box for him, why would you bring him on with 2 minutes of regular time to go? Bring him on with 10 minutes to go. Like, come on. Give him an opportunity. And the worst, and this is the worst thing. In the end, Ferran Araujo had a great cross, comes into the box. And that should have been the goal. Cross comes in, free header, and he misses it. But that was the one big chance he had. If he had more opportunity or more time on the pitch, he might have been lucky if he just kept on getting crosses into the box. But yes, And just like that, we win the game or we lose the tie. And why? Because we didn't do our job in the first leg. And yeah, and like I mentioned, I'm over the stage of ranting. I'm over the stage of shouting. Because this is something I'm used to seeing in the Champions League now, so many seasons now, that I'm just sitting there now thinking, what needs to change? Every year, so is the mentality of this team. We always shoot ourselves in the foot, even when we are so good, so impressive. We screw up somewhere, and we end up here. So yeah, another year, another elimination. Fair play to the players. Today you actually gave it a go. I'll give you that. You really did. But this is what happens, man, when you don't take your opportunities, when you shoot yourself in the foot. You put yourself in this position. And we really have no one to blame but ourselves. But Atletico Madrid, congratulations to Simeone, I guess. You did what you had to do. Now you're in the semi-finals. But yeah, guys. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of everything I said in the comment section below. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And honestly, guys, I am so heartbroken. I don't really even have time to do player ratings, honestly. I would say man of the match for me, I'll give it to maybe Yamal. I think Yamal today performed. But yeah, Eric Garcia today gets the donkey of the game today. So, and yeah, Flick also, man. I got to call you out today. Today, man. I'm sorry, man. That high line again screws us over in a crucial moment. Yeah. Anyway, big up to every single one of you guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Peace. Take care.